Raymarcher includes a library of practical modifiers encompassing various deformations, displacements, target Boolean operations, and more. In this video documentation, I will discuss each category and each modifier in the Raymarcher. There are two ways to apply a modifier to an SDF object. You can directly search for it in the component menu, or you can press Add Modifier and then select the desired modifier. The order of the components determines how the modifiers will be calculated, so please take a note of that. Additionally, be aware that the more modifiers you create, the more allocations and performance it consumes. The Target Operations category contains target Boolean operations that modify entire SDF objects. Let's demonstrate each target operation modifier. The blend operation blends the current object with another. It's useful for creating smooth transitions between two SDF objects, regardless of the global smoothness. Intersection creates an intersection between two SDF objects. Subtraction subtracts the SDF of one object from another, and Morph allows you to transform one SDF object into another, enabling a change in the overall shape. The Deformation category contains modifiers that deform entire SDF objects. Let's demonstrate each deformation modifier. The Fragment modifier slightly displays an SDF object. You can control the scroll, evolution, and tiling. Creating multiple modifiers with amplified values for deforming the SDF might lead to breaking the SDF matrix, resulting in unwanted artifacts. It is recommended to keep the effect of the modifiers low. Mirror makes duplicate copies in the individual dimensions of the current object. Twist creates slight trigonometry deformations to the current object. Deform allows you to create a value-based amplification to the current SDF. Noiser creates a noise on your current SDF object, the three directions. Active State controls the current game object's active state. This is useful when using the performant render type, as this render type does not synchronize the object's active state. The Displacement category contains modifiers that displace your target SDF object. It works via grayscale textures and creates a physical height on your SDF object. You can create displacement following the radial axis or on the Z, Y or X axis. Let's add a texture to the displacement and see the results. You can also see that it behaves differently once I change the modifier order among the other components. This type of modifier supports shared containers, which allows us to save some memory if this modifier is used on multiple SDF objects equally. Once you create a shared container, you can assign the existing container to all the displacement objects that you would like to use equally. Repeat modifiers allow you to repeat certain FSDF object finite or infinite times. You can use both versions and create pretty interesting effects. This type of modifier is a bit complex to explain for now, so I will come back to this in the video documentation where I talk about voxels and voxel painting in the Raymarcher. Basically, it samples different material types based on different voxel values. As we are not working with voxels now, we don't need this modifier. The rotation modifiers are great when you are working with performant render type only. In the performant render type, Raymarcher only synchronizes the position of the Raymarcher objects, so handling the rotation, you can use the rotation modifiers. Let's demonstrate that. I'm going to switch my current render type to performant. Now I will add a rotate quaternion modifier to this capsule. I have a fully functional SDF object with a properly synchronized rotation. I can also use different rotation modifiers based on the axis or a specific angle. Alright, that was everything about the Raymarcher object modifiers. Thanks for watching and good luck!